Hello and welcome to Rathod's IAS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 10th December 2023. So first of all, we are going to take Hindu PDF and we are going to point out which are the articles important from our UPSC point of view. And later on, we are going to think about in how many dimensions we can connect that topic, like in how many perspectives we can connect that topic, and not only that perspectives, even you have to think that whether we can connect that so and so topic with other subjects or not. So here that interconnecting of subjects is very important. So when you can interconnect the subjects, first one is when you are well versed with the syllabus of UPSC. And when you understand the topics, and if you have the basic understanding of static syllabus, then you can easily interconnect one topic with one more other subjects. So that is very helpful for your thinking process, because thinking process is very important to write a multi-dimensional answer. Nowadays UPSC is demanding for multi-dimensional thinking. Okay, so for that, yes, this exercise is very important, and that we are going to learn in this current affairs classes. Okay, so if you are watching this Rathod's IAS Academy's current affairs classes, so please do watch daily. So I can ensure you that within 3 to 4 months of time, so you can help this, you can develop this thought process for sure, and that will at most important for your mains answer writing skills. Okay, so now let us see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So I am showing you the Delhi edition. So first article is about Ram Temple sets of reality boom. So this article is talking about construction of Ram Temple in Ayodhya. So you have to know about Ayodhya verdict. You have to know about Ayodhya verdict. Here, before Supreme Court verdict made a way for temple construction, land prices in the area used to be 15 to 20% of what is now. But what is the issue here is, whenever the Supreme Court gave the judgment of construction of this Ram temple, so automatically the land prices had been improved or increased. So why? Because whenever we are going for any development project, for example, you might have seen, like if there is any bypass is coming or any international airport which is coming, so you can see the nearby area land rates will be increased. So that is the thing which mainly happened here. Okay, so the stamp and registration department is an unlikely place to offer much joy. So here what happened? So there is increasing of prices which is seen in this region. So the major part of the revenue comes from land registration in the district, primary from Sardar region. So actually, as a grand Ram temple in the city nears completion, the consecration ceremony of Lord Rama's idol in Sanctum Sanctorium scheduled for January 22nd. So actually what happened, the areas within the radius of 15 kilometers, they are witnessing there is increasing of prices. So if you are going for registration of your land, so registration cost will be based on the land price. Yes or no? So here, because of this increasing of prices of land here, automatically the revenue for this revenue department is also had been increased. Okay, so this is the thing which mainly is said. And here you have to focus on what is this Ayodhya temple judgment which is given by Supreme Court, or Ayodhya verdict. This is very important from our UPSC point of view, and it is also like a general knowledge. And next important topic here is NIA cracks down on IS module in 2 states. So here this article which is talking about IS, that is Islamic State Organization. So there is a major crackdown on Islamic State, the National Investigation Agency, which mainly said, and had been arrested 15 alleged operatives of banned organization in the states of Maharashtra and Karnataka. So here you have to see like what is this IS, Islamic State, and what are the objectives of the mandate of this Islamic State, and here you have to see what are the activities will be done by this Islamic State. So that will be important. So that's all in the first page. There is nothing much important. And the city page, so I didn't found much important, but if you are preparing for any other competitive examination, so you may get question regarding this new forensic science laboratory building. Okay, that's it. And the states page also, most of the articles are political articles. You can move on to next page. Yes, here there is one article regarding Article 370. So, Jammu and Kashmir parties anxious ahead of Supreme Court verdict on Article 370. So, we have to wait and see what will be the Supreme Court judgment, whether it says that abrogation of Article 370 and Article 35A is constitutional or not. We have to wait and see what will be the judgment of Supreme Court. And here you can see one article that is about migration. So this article says that marks or money, student migration from Kerala becomes an equal opportunity pursuit. So here if you are talking about the migration, you have to understand what is the meaning of migration. So in this migration we have different types of migration. So you have to see what are those types. And even you can see like what are the factors, like what are the pull factors and what are the push factors that is leading to migration. And this migration is a very important topic from our GS paper 1 under geography, and even we connect this topic with GS paper 3 under economy. So from GS paper 1 point of view, so you will be studying about this economic geography. So in that you will be studying what is this migration. So what is the impact of migration? So what are the causes for this migration and what are the types of this migration? And here from economy point of view, so you have to see how this migration will affect economy of a country. For example, if you are going for migration to other countries, yes, what are the money that you are sending back? That is called as remittances. So what is the role of remittances in our Indian economy? So that point that you can see. And one more thing here is, you have to see like whenever this interstate migration is happening, that is the migration from one state to another state, so what will be the impact on the socio-economic conditions? So that is also very, very important. Okay, so that's all from this topic, and we have to see some data which is related to state of Kerala. So if you are from Kerala, you have to know this data, because in your interview the first question will be regarding this migration from Kerala to other countries. And you can move on to this news page. Today is Sunday, so there is no editorial. So we are going to complete this news analysis within 30 to 40 minutes of time. We are not going to take much time on Sundays. Yeah, one more news here is Revant launches free bus ride for women. So actually now here in state of Telangana there is free bus facility for women and as well as girl child. Okay, so here this scheme which also imposed in state of Karnataka. So in Karnataka also Congress government came into power, and even in Telangana also Congress government came into power. So here in election manifesto of this Congress party in Telangana state, it came up with 6 guarantees. So one such guarantee is providing of free bus to women. So finally here yesterday from 2 o'clock onwards, yes, free bus facility is provided for women in state of Telangana. So here you have to see like what are the advantages. So whether it is leading to women empowerment or not, or else if there are any negatives, so what will be the negatives? So negatives will be normally and obviously that will be increasing of cost for the government exchequer, that I know. But rather than that, what are the other disadvantages and what are the advantages of this scheme? So please let me know whether it will actually leads to women empowerment or not. This is very, very important. And if you move on, you can directly move on to this science and technology page actually. So this news page also I found nothing much important. So here you can see one interesting image. So this image, it is about frost. This image is about frost. So what happened in Srinagar in Delhi? on Monday here. Especially on this morning, after the coldest night this winter, the minimum temperature is like 4.6 degrees centigrade, and because of this there is a frost formation is seen. So here you have to understand what is this frost. So this is one of the important concepts from your geography. And next, one more article here is, there is low rate of disposal of POCSO cases by fast track courts. So fast track courts, now we are seeing there is a very slow disposal of cases. So here you have to understand what is this POCSO, and here you have to see the rate of disposal of the cases, why it is less, and even you can understand what is this fast track courts. So here we can connect this topic with GS paper 2 with polity. And here you can see, like in polity we will be studying a chapter called as judiciary. So in this judiciary, so we will be studying about Supreme Court, High Court and subordinate courts. So other than this, now we are coming up with this concept of fast track courts. So here you have to understand what are these fast track courts, so what are the functions of these courts and what is the mandate of these courts. So this is very, very important. And you may get mains question from this area. Okay, let us move on to directly science and technology page. Yes, you can see one important article here is, green turtles nesting range expands under warming climate. So actually if you see this green turtles, they will be seen around this Mediterranean Sea. But now there is increasing of climate change or increasing of warming, so that the sides of this green turtle will going to be expanded because of increasing of warming. So this is the thing which mainly said, and we are going to see that in detail. And here you can see one more article, that is trees in wetter forest more sensitive to drought. Okay, so that article is also very important from your environment and ecology. And here you have to understand how these trees which are present in this wetter forest, they are sensitive to drought. And that's it. So most of the articles are nothing much relevant in from our UPSC point of view in our Hindu. So these are the very important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So now let us see the notes point of view. So in the notes, I want to show you one important announcement. So the announcement here is, so we are going to start this prelims booster course from tomorrow onwards, from Monday onwards. So here in this course, we are going to provide you day-to-day schedule, like what you have to read on which day along with the dates. And based on that schedule, you will be having daily test of at least 15 to 20 questions per day. And you will be having full length test also, that will be going to be started from February onwards. So from February onwards, on every Sunday, you will be having full length test of 100 questions along with negative marking. And we are also going to give you the answers for that so and so test in a form of PDF. And weekly you will be having twice live classes on weekdays. That is, the classes will be there on Monday and as well as Friday. So that will be from 6 to 7 p.m. And on Sunday you will be having revision class. That class is from 6 to 8 p.m. every Sunday. And we are also going to cover current affairs of last 1 year. From May to May we are going to cover. And one more thing here is, we are also going to provide one-to-one mentorship. So this course is absolutely beneficial because many students, they are lagging or they are not clearing prelims because of lack of revision. So this schedule which is prepared, that you will be having at least 4 times revision of each and every subject along with current affairs. And here you will be getting daily practice. So practice makes man perfect, right? So you will be having the daily practice. So we will be giving you the limited syllabus, and based on that you will be having daily test, so that you can understand whether you are in a right way or not. And next one here is you will be having full length test along with the negative marking with a time limit of 2 hours of time that will be done in the website. And next one is you will be having live classes, so that you will be having interaction with the 4 mentors. Like they will be teaching you like how to approach which subject and how can you maximize your score and how can you solve the questions and how the questions are asked in UPSC. So everything will be discussed by those 4 mentors. And on Sunday there will be revision classes. Okay, revision class will be taken by me from 6 to 8 p.m. and we are also going to provide you one-to-one mentorship. So if you want to have the mentorship calls, so on your request we will be also providing you the mentorship calls on every Sunday. Okay, so for registration you have to pay 4,000 rupees, and if you want to enroll this course you can call me or contact me on this number 8074765513. And even this is WhatsApp number, so that you can text me on WhatsApp so that I can share you the brochure, and also I will share you the QR code of Rathod's IAS. So by using that you can do the payment. So after once payment is done, so we will be having a Telegram channel which is dedicated to this course, and you will be joined in that Telegram channel. Okay, so that this will be very advantageous course. So please don't do late. So even if you have some financial problems, you can talk to me directly on this number, so that we will be thinking about the possible solution. So please don't miss this opportunity of clearing prelims of 2024. So we are going to work hard for the next 5 months, so that there will be high chance of clearing the prelims. Okay, so now let us see the notes. So this is the notes of The Hindu, and if you want to get the notes of this class, you can join the Telegram channel. Link is given in description box. So first topic, it is about NIA cracks down IS module in 2 states. In which states? The first one is Maharashtra and second one is Karnataka. So please let me know how many of you are from Maharashtra and Karnataka, because you have to know what are the problems in your state. Okay, because in interview you will be getting questions about your state much. So you should be very much thorough about what are the challenges that your state is facing and what are the advantages that your state is having. So what is the economical state and even the different schemes launched by the government in your state. So all those things are very important from your interview point of view. So whatever the thing that is important from prelims, mains and interview, I will be letting you know, so that you will be getting aware. So now first topic, it is about NIA. So this article is important from your polity. So why it is in news? So a major crackdown of Islamic State happened, and mainly done by National Investigation Agency, and this NIA which had been arrested 15 alleged operatives of the banned organization. So especially seen in which states? Maharashtra and Karnataka. Especially in 14 locations they arrested 15 alleged operatives. So it is a very large scale that I can see. So if you see details, it says that pursuing the path of violent jihad, Khilafat, ISIS, that is ISIS. So the accused had aimed to disturb the peace and communal harmony of the country and to wage war against the government of India. So actually these groupings, they are anti-government groupings that I can say. So they want to disturb law and order and peace which is prevailing in the country, right? So they are mainly having the aim to disturb peace and communal harmony of the country and to wage a war against the government of India. And the arrested accused had self-declared the village Pagda, it is a rural Thane, as a liberated zone. That means so it is an area of that so and so activities. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said by those people. And they are even now motivating impressionable Muslim youth, okay, to wage war against government of India. So if we are talking about this NIA, so NIA is nothing but Central Counter-Terrorism Law Enforcement Agency. So NIA is nothing but Central Counter-Terrorism Law Enforcement Agency of India, and this NIA, it is mandated to investigate all offences affecting the sovereignty. So all offences which is affecting sovereignty, security and integrity of India. Okay, it is talking about offences affecting sovereignty, integrity and security of India. So it already includes like friendly relations with foreign states. So it includes friendly relations with foreign states, and it is against atomic and nuclear facilities, and it also deals with smuggling of arms, drugs and fake Indian currency, and even it will be focusing on infiltration, that is movement of this people across the borders, and also talks about offences under statutory laws which are enacted to implement international treaties, agreements, conventions and resolutions of United Nations and even its agencies and other international organizations. So actually this NIA, it was constituted under NIA Act of 2008, and it is the agency which is empowered to deal with the investigation of terror related crimes, and is also focusing on special permission from the states under written proclamation from Ministry of Home Affairs. So where is the headquarters located? In New Delhi. So these are some important facts regarding this NIA. So next topic it is about marks or money. Student migration from Kerala becomes an equal opportunity pursuit. So here we have to focus on, so what are the reasons for this migration of students? So why students are moving from one place to another place? For example, in search of education or in search of job opportunities. Yes or no? Yes. Those are the two primary reasons why students are migrating. So if you see context, it says that student migration from Kerala to overseas destination is not a new trend. So it is a long history, and the state which is getting a lot of remittances, that is Kerala. Okay. So which accounts for lion's share of Indian diaspora in Western Asian countries. So in West Asian countries, so lot of the population which is present is Kerala population, and they developed trajectory, okay, to a considerable extent by remittances from expatriates. So here we are focusing on remittances. So whenever the students are going from India to other places, okay, other countries, so they will be earning some money there and they are sending back some amount of the money they earned, that is called as remittances. And here Kerala state which is receiving lot of remittances across India. So if you see some details, it says that, but the new wave of migration reveals that significant proportion of students who recently migrated to countries like UK, Canada, Germany, US and Australia, so those are the most preferred destinations of the students. Okay, for students where they are going to UK, Canada, Germany, US and Australia. So for higher studies, they have scored below 75% of marks in the undergraduates or secondary level education. Okay, so they are also going to the other countries to secure higher education. And there is also twofold rise in girl students from Kerala pursuing overseas higher studies. So if you are comparing with the previous years, now here there is increasing of even girl students who are moving to other countries. And recently one survey is done, survey on youth student migration from Kerala. So it is a part of Center for Public Policy Research Youth Leadership Fellowship. So in this it said that around 104 students who recently migrated to various countries. So actually this data which says that about 38% of students, they scored marks just 50 to 75% of in their graduation. They are getting just 50 to 75% of marks. And around 45% of students, they have secured range of 76 to 90%. And 17% of students, they are getting above 91% of their qualifying 91% in their qualifying examination. So what do you understand? So toppers, okay, toppers especially, they will be getting jobs in the placements in the colleges. So they are settling in India. But the students who are not got selected, who are getting around 50 to 75% of marks, so they are moving to abroad. The fate is, I hope you understood what I am going to say, right? So if you are not studying well, so you will be searching for the other opportunities. But if you are studying well, you will be getting the placements within the college itself and you will be settling in India. Okay, so that is the thing that is said in this article. It is not my personal opinion, okay? Yeah, next one here is 2018 migration survey which supported that women's participation in migration is 15.8%. and the latest survey which represented that 32% of total respondents. And what is the meaning of migration? So migration is nothing but movement of people away from their usual place of residence. So from their usual place of residence they are moving. Okay, either it may be within the country or they are leaving the country. So what are the various forms and patterns of migration? So first one is internal migration. So internal migration means within the country. They will be moving from one place to another place. External migration means they are leaving the country and they are moving to another country. That is called as external migration. And we also have the different type of migration like rural urban migration or interstate and intrastate migration. So within the state also migration will be happening, and between the states also migration will be happening. That comes under intra and interstate migrations. So this is one important type. And next one is forced migration. So forced migration means I don't want to go, but someone who is forcing me to go. That is called as forced migration. Okay, so migration that is not chosen by individual or family, but it is forced upon by them because of some factors like war or persecution or because of disasters. So I have to be forced to move. That is called as forced migration. And next one is voluntary migration. So voluntary migration refers to migration that is chosen by individual or family, driven by the factors such as a better economic opportunities or a desire for a better life. Okay, so voluntary migration means so migration that refers that is chosen by the individuals or the family. Okay, so voluntarily I want to move. So I want to move because of my career, so because of my education purpose, because of in search of job. So I am voluntarily, so with my own will I am coming for the migration. That is called as voluntary migration. And next one is temporary migration. Temporary migration is nothing but it refers to migration that is intended to be of short duration. For example, I am coming to Hyderabad just to teach so and so subject, and after that my course is done, I will be returning back to my home. So in this type of migration is called as temporary migration. And permanent migration means intended to be for a long duration to a new place. For example, from my hometown, so after I got job in the so and so academy, so I shifted. Okay, so it is like a permanent migration because I am working here from constantly for 4 to 5 years. Okay, so this is a type of permanent migration. And next one is reverse migration. So migration of individuals or families who have previously migrated and they will go back to their country of origin. For example, due to this COVID-19 pandemic which happened in 2020 in India, so we saw a trend of reverse migration. So people, they have migrated to urban areas in search of work, especially laborers. And because of this COVID-19, so almost all the construction sites, industries, factories had been shut down. So that time we saw the trend of reverse migration. Yes or no? Yes, these are some important types of migration. So now let us see some facts regarding this image. So this image I found very much interesting. It is about frost. So what is the meaning of frost? Frost is nothing but water vapor. So for example, in the winter nights, so in early morning if you wake up like around 6 or even 7, now if you go outside, okay, if you see the windows or if you see the doors of for example your vehicles, and even on the leaves you can see small water droplets. That is nothing but frost. So here frost, it is a water vapor, water in gas form that becomes solid. Frost usually forms on the objects like cars, windows and plants that are outside in air that is saturated or filled with moisture. Okay, so the areas that have a lot of fog often have heavy frost. So frost means nothing but a little ice, and if you touch them it will become water. So here frost is normally formed on still, clear and cold nights. So cool air causes water vapor in the air to condense and that will form droplets on the ground. And when the temperature of ground is very low, that is below 0 degrees, then that is going to be freezes into ice crystals. And this at the point at which here the water vapor is converted into ice, that is called as frost point. And what are the disadvantages of this frost? It can severely damage crops and destroy plants or fruits. Yes, of course. And the plants with a thin skin such as tomatoes, potatoes, soy or zucchini, etc., they will be affected a lot. And the farmers, they have had entire field destroyed in just a few frosty nights. That much damage which is caused by this frost. And these frosty roads, they are slippery because, so whenever this ice which is melted, like for example, if a vehicle is moving, so vehicle will release different gases, and even whenever the smoke is released, that will be very hot, right? That hot smoke will melt this ice, and that will lead to the wetty roads. So many drivers, they have trouble in navigating through this frosty or wetty roads. And frosting which also hinders respiration process in the plants. So because of this, it will cause a decay and as well as loss of plants. And plant cells, they will be getting damaged. Okay, damaged by frost. And if you are talking about the type of frost, we have ground frost. So ground frost means nothing but the formation of ice on the ground, objects or trees whose surface have a temperature below the freezing point of water. So what happens? So we will be having this frost on the ground, that is called as ground frost. Okay, next one is air frost. It occurs when the air temperature falls to below the freezing point of water. So air frost is defined as air temperature which is below the freezing point of water at a height of at least 1 meter above the ground. So from 1 meter above the ground, if there is a frost which is present in the air, that is called as air frost. And next one is hoar frost. So hoar frost is nothing but it is a composed of tiny ice crystals and it is formed by the same process dew. But the temperature of the surface of freezing point is very low. Okay, so surface temperature reaches freezing point before dew begins to form. Then at that time we can see this hoar frost. And next one is rime. Rime means nothing but, especially in some very temperate areas, you can see like on the surface of windows or on the surface of walls. So we can see the formation of ice. Okay, so that is called as rime. So rime is a rough white ice deposits which form on the vertical surfaces, okay, which are exposed to winds. That is called as rime. And next one is glaze. Glaze means nothing but it forms when super cool rain or diesel comes into contact with the ground, or non super cool liquid may produce glaze if the ground is well above or below this 0 degree centigrade. So glaze is nothing but it is a very clear ice deposit that can be mistaken for a wet surface, and this glaze is very dangerous because this ice is very slippery in nature. So this is called as glaze. So these are the different types of frost. And now let us see next topic. It is about low rate of disposal of POXO. Okay, POXO cases by fast track courts. So POXO is nothing but prevention of child sexual abuse. Yes or no? So it is nothing but prevention of child sexual abuse. Okay, so here we have to see about this fast track courts. So as in these fast track courts established for the speedy disposal of justice. Okay, so for the speedy disposal of justice and to punish the culprits fast, so we have this concept of fast track courts. So here we have to see this topic in detail, and this topic is at most important from your polity point of view, from even from judiciary point of view also it is very important. So if you are talking about context why it is in news, with over 2.43 lakh POXO cases. So around 2.43 lakh, you can see the number, it is very large, right? So they are pending in this fast track special courts. Okay, so a new research by India Child Protection Fund has estimated that each of the over 1000 such courts in the countries are currently clearing just 28 cases on average every year, as opposed to initially envisaged 165 cases per year. So the name itself, it is saying that fast track courts, that means that should be speedy disposal of justice. Okay, so free and we should be very fast delivery of justice. but now it is dealing only 28 cases per year. You can understand what is the difference between what normal traditional judiciary system that is present and as well as fast track courts. There is nothing much difference. So even in this fast track courts also there is increasing of pendency of cases. So it is one cause of concern now. So if you see details, it says that fast track courts, they were set up in 2019 especially to dispose the cases of sexual offences, that too from this POCSCO, that is Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act. So the idea it is to allow these special courts to deal with these cases and to fulfill the main mandate of finishing the trial in 1 year. But here this research paper title says that justice awaits an analysis of efficiency of justice delivery mechanism. It says that in this fast track courts also there is increased pendency of cases. And Arunachal Pradesh will take like around 30 years for the trial in pending of this POCSO cases to come into close. So what are the cases that are present only in this Arunachal Pradesh? So it will take around 30 years of time to dispose all those cases. And you can see how slow they are performing. So what is the concept of this fast track courts? So fast track courts are nothing but they are a special type of courts. So fast track courts are nothing but they are the special type of courts that established to expedite judicial process and deliver the justice in a timely manner. That is focusing on justice delivery, that should be in a very timely manner. So within the less period of time, there should be the delivery of justice. So fast track courts are usually set up for the cases that involve serious crimes. For example, rape, murder, terrorism, etc. So they need to get the justice fast. And if you are talking about what the advantage of this fast track courts, so it will reduce the backlog, so the pendency of case in the judiciary like Supreme Courts, High Courts, etc. And they will provide speedy justice to victims and they ensure that they have the evidences and witnesses, they are not tampered with or lost over the time, that the trial is fair and impartial. So what the trial that is doing, it is based on the evidences. So because of this we can ensure justice and as well as equality, and they save the time and resources of parties involved, for example lawyers, police and as well as judges. So in this way we have lot of advantages of this fast track courts. So if we are talking about disadvantages, so they may compromise the quality of justice because the justice is given very fast, so that sometimes the quality of justice can be compromised. And also the due process of law, they are not focusing on the process of law, and many times so many procedures had been skipped, okay, because we are rushing towards the hearings. And next one is they also put pressure on judges, lawyers and witnesses who have to deal with the multiple cases in a short period of time. It will also increase the pressure on other people. And next one is they may violate the rights of accused who may not get enough time to prepare for their defense. And even they may create a parallel judicial system that is not uniform or consistent with the regular courts. So these are some important facts regarding this. What exactly is this fast track courts and what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages. And now I want to show you one mains question for practice, that is, what are the key provisions and safeguards outlined in the POCSCO Act to protect children from sexual offences, and how does the legal framework contribute to ensuring justice for victim? So please think about how can you write introduction, so how can you write body, and please read the question at least twice and identify how many sub questions are there in this question. So meanwhile I will have some water. So please think about this question. Okay, done. So please let me know how many sub questions are there in the comment box. And next topic it is about green turtles. So this article which is talking about the expansion of nesting sites of this green turtle, so because of climate change. So because of climate change, already we know that there will be impact on biodiversity. So this is one example. So if you see context, it says that because of rising of global temperatures, that could also lead to an increase in nesting range of green turtles in the Mediterranean Sea. So actually here, so the nesting sites of these turtles is Mediterranean Sea, and now it is going to expand its nesting site because of increasing of warming. So under the worst case climate scenario, the nesting range could increase by over 60 points, 60% of points. It is spreading from west from the current area to include much of this North Africa, Italian and Greek coastlines. And if you see details, it says that human caused climate change has caused sea surface temperature to increase globally. Okay, so it is saying that there is going to increase the sea surface temperature globally, and because of this it is having the serious impacts on marine life, and sea turtles are potentially particularly susceptible because even if there is any change in temperature, that will be affecting the sex. Okay, so sex of their offsprings, it is dependent on the temperature. So if there is increasing of temperature, all offsprings may be of one gender, so it is also one cause of concern. And the researchers, they developed a model for predicting the suitability of a point of Mediterranean coastline for this green turtle nesting location. So this coastline of Mediterranean Sea is very comfortable for these green turtles, they can go for nesting. So here author says that around from 1992 to 2019, so here they said that the locations where the nesting is seen is limited to Turkey and as well as Cyprus in eastern Mediterranean region. And now what happened, there is increasing of spread of this nesting sites, and they found that because of increasing of sea surface temperature, sea salinity and human population density, which is mainly affected the ability of specific location as a nesting site now. So because of this, this model says that due to the release of this greenhouse emissions, so the nesting range of these turtles will be affected in 2100, and they found that because of this worst climate scenarios, they associated with greater increasing of nesting range in the Mediterranean Sea. And here especially there is going to increase in the nesting sites, especially which is seen in North African coast to Algeria and Italy and Greece and South Adriatic Sea. So in these areas there is increasing of nesting sites. And however, authors, they warn that there is increase in green turtle nesting range in the heavy populated central and western Mediterranean, that will lead to increasing contact with humans and urbanized beaches, which would negatively affect nesting success. So what happens here is, so because of some important changes in our climate, because of climate change, because of increasing of global warming, because of increasing of greenhouse emissions, and because of increasing of population, so because of this, yes, it is having the impact on the nesting sites of these turtles. And because of this expanding of nesting sites, these turtles, they can come in contact with this urban people, okay, that is people, and they will be also come in contact with urbanized beaches, that will be having the negative impact on their nesting sites. So this is the thing which mainly said. And next topic, it is about trees. Trees in wetter forest more sensitive to drought. So what happened now, there is increased incidence of drought because of climate change. So because of this climate change, we are experiencing climate related events, extreme climate related events. For example, wildfires, for example, heat waves, unseasonal rainfall, droughts, floods, etc. Right? So here this article says that annual tree ring growth. So what are this annual tree ring growth? So if you take, this is a tree, and if you have cut down this tree, so if you see the TS, transfer sections of that stem, so you can see the rings. So these rings are called as annual rings. So with this annual rings, we can estimate the age of this tree. So every year, so one ring will be formed. So one dark and one light ring will be there alternatively. So based on that, we can identify the age of the tree. So annual tree ring growth records from more than 112 species of trees shows that a tree growing in wetter forests are more sensitive to increasing droughts. So here, after the studying of this tree ring analysis of around 122 plants which are present in this wetter forest, the study says that they are more sensitive to increasing of droughts. So findings suggest that land management and policy focused solely on drought effects in the drier region, but even these droughts which also affect the trees in the wetter regions as well. And now the research which suggests that forest will continue to shift from carbon sink source to the sources which is affecting the climate change increase. So because of this, now there is a need to predict which forests are vulnerable to the hotter future. So as of now, what are the policies, what are the government which is focusing, that is just in the drier areas. But even in the wetter areas also there is high risk of drought effects which is seen. So this article says that we have to come up with a policy and we have to identify and we need to predict which forests are vulnerable to the hotter future. So this is very, very important. Okay, so that's all about this topic. And this is our prelims booster course. I am repeatedly saying because you have to join this course so that you will be very much benefited. And I can assure you that if you are getting around 50 to 60 marks in the test series, so that can be improved to 90 plus. So if you are getting 90 plus or if you are getting 100, then you will be in the safe side. So here try to join this course. It is very, very useful and the classes will be taken according to the demands of UPSC, how the UPSC is giving question. And lastly, the pattern of this question paper of prelims had been changed. So now we can't use any elimination technique. Okay. So before we used to use elimination techniques to clear prelims, but now there is no chance of using elimination anywhere. So you have to read everything. So for this course is very, very useful because we are going to give you day-to-day targets, and based on that daily practice will be there and full length test are there, and you will be having live class, one-to-one mentorship, and you will be also covering 1 year's current affairs. So this course is absolutely beneficial for you students. So try to join this course, and if you want to join this, please contact me on this number which is given 8074765513, and even this is WhatsApp number. So text me on this number, and if you have any financial crisis, you can talk to me directly on a call. So try to join this. It is at most beneficial for the students. Okay, so that's all for today. So if you want to get this notes, you can join the Telegram channel. Link is given in description box. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. So if you really like this class, please hit the like button and don't forget to share this video to your friends. And do subscribe to Rathod's IAS Academy YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.